Hello, it's day 38. Another day has come and gone. I'm now committing myself to recording these in silence. I want to really have my flow of thought and experience come to me in a manner that is undisturbed. I also left my phone in my room to get more comfortable being disconnected. I feel like this shift will yield something beautiful. I feel as if I know nothing and I'm really living to the fullest I can. Maybe I should write more, but no thanks. Haha. Yeah, silence is where new thoughts can be born, burrowed out of my mind and whatnot. As usual, there's not a single thing on my mind. I'm really just taking things slow, I guess. A piece of me wants to just end it, but I'll talk. There's always something to talk about. But let's see. I think that when it comes to drawing, I'm going to take some pictures of things that I'm going to draw, and then take pictures of them at different angles, and then just spend the day practicing drawing it over and over again. Because I've been drawing things around this room, and I've been really enjoying it. Practicing my realism, I suppose. I mean, it's not whatever. Just drawing in general. I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. And letting me go. The more I exert this creative muscle, the less I really feel like I am needing to overthink things. But what I'm gonna talk about actually. The Green Book by Al-Gaddafi. So I've been reading this. I am one chapter away from completing the second section about the solution to the economic problem. But ultimately, the politics that it's having us go over, I feel, is just a deeper reflection of how we're supposed to be taking accountability for our own actions and how we're interacting with others to its fullest effect. Because is our political system not just a reflection of how we treat ourselves and others? Right? If we look at current society, it's based upon deceit and exploitation. So if we want to make something better, we have to operate outside those bounds, right? But something even deeper than that is what is community, and what does it really mean to live, right? Something that this last chapter is bringing up was about the usage of land and how nobody can own it. And that brought me into a deeper line of thinking about how I think it's very fair to say that nobody can own anything. Right? Because the means of ownership that we've come to know are enforced through violent mechanisms. And if it's enforced through violent mechanisms, it's enforced through some form of exploitation in some manner, right? So ownership is the basis of exploitation, right? The only thing that an individual can own is their own body, and that is it. We want to own things to allow ourselves to feel more tangibly alive, We attach ownership to our identity, when those two things don't really coexist. Unless you make it like that, you control how you're operating in the world ultimately. But when it comes to these ideas of ownership in relation to identity, I really think that goes back into the series as well. And how we are choosing to participate in our identity. Right? And through the many courses of self-reflection that I've gone about so far, I have talked about how the previous ways of living that I was so viscerally attached to, uh, I didn't want to change from, right? And after having this reflection, I think that it's very fair and safe to say that I didn't want to change from them because I wanted to own who I was. But the only way to own who I was in taking accountability in who I am and recognizing that as I grow and show up for myself and change, that is how I own who I am, right? I own my body by recognizing that my body is changing, right? Even though we grow and then enter a very long process of decay, we own that because we take accountability for that. But if you run away from that, run away from your age, run away from your growth, run away from your development, you do not own who you are. You are owned by external things. You kind of lose your sense of identity when you run away from yourself like that. Right? So, this grand emphasis on really trying to exercise my creativity, and not just my creativity, my expression, my living expression. I think that is the better verbiage for this. I'm trying to exercise my living expression to a greater degree so that I can own who I am to an even deeper extent, right? Because when it comes to trying to own who I am, it's not so that I can have power over another. It's so that I can have the ultimate power over my life, over my body, over my autonomy, right? And others, I would want others to have that same type of mindset for themselves. The issue is always coming about when it is another individual that is trying to take control over another's, right? And in the Green Book, Gaddafi talks about how all forms of exploitation occurs when another individual can have control over your needs, right? And it's true. That's why children are the most exploited class of individuals. But it's like, it's kind of inherent, unfortunately. But because of that, it allows us to grow, right? Everything's an opportunity to grow as an individual. You just have to fucking step up and show up, right? So we look at children. They need to have their needs provided for, right? They are a new life, and because of that, they are the most exploitable form of life because they quite literally do not know any better. But as the individual that is showing and giving them care, you know better. And it is up to you to know how you will provide their needs for them. And if it's going to be in a manner that is exploitative or not, right? It all starts with the individual on how we are going to be continuing these patterns of exploitation and deceit. It starts with us if we want to really try making a better world, right? I remember a few months ago, I was talking to my family about one of the hopes that I had, because I actually really wanted to start a nonprofit around emotional sustainability and development for the individual and collective scales. And one of the things that I was told is like, oh, you can't change the world. And I was like, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm trying to affect some lives so that there can be some more good, right? And when it comes to like trying to care for people, I feel like we always go to the immediate, grandiose most aspect of it, of trying to change the world, to make the world a better place. And it's like, that is always the goal. That is always the end goal. But how do you get there? You have to know how to help yourself. You have to know how to help your house. You have to know how to help your neighbors. You have to know how to help your community. You have to know how to help your city, your county, your state. And as it goes out, further out and out and out. Right? And that requires ownership over who you are the actions that you've committed to and the actions that you haven't committed to, right? Being transparent in who you are and how you exist, but also knowing that privacy is a right. That's not even a right. Look, privacy is a state of being as well, and it's one that is always and forever beside us, right? We're born as a private individual. Nobody can know your mind, so you choose what you put out there. And every time that you choose to be deceitful, that's kind of weird. Why do you want to be deceitful? Like, what do you have to hide, right? Because every time you lie, you're hiding from yourself. You're putting out a story. And like, yes, there's lies to protect. I know. We can go into that whole type of conversation, but this is generalizations. There's no good faith generalizations. Sorry. I mean, I guess there can be, but like, it's all negative. But yeah, like every time you lie, like you're hiding from yourself ultimately. It's like, just be chill. Own who you are. Own what's up. But yeah, like, ownership's odd. And like, really, this idea of that nobody can own anything, I really feel like that allows me to live more freely, you know? Like, my back is so much more empty. Oh, I don't own anything? Okay, well, let me do anything I want then. The fuck? Because like, it all goes back to the earth at the end of the day. We've really, society as a whole has really tried to run away from the fact that we'll die, that everything was gonna go away into dust, and we really want to like leave our mark and be remembered forever, but that won't happen, and it's okay. Like, death is normal, and when you learn how to like just be comfortable with it, that's when you can really grow into something beautiful, right? The most beautiful trees that have the longest lives, they've seen more death than we can consider, but it's never stopped them from growing, right? Every tree tries to grow to the highest tops that it can, but that's only because it knows that it owns itself, and its offspring and creations all have its own type of life that it either can or can't comprehend. It's not up to it, but it focuses on itself, grows to its furthest that it can, helps the life around it to the best of its ability, and keeps going. If it dies, it dies. If it don't, it don't. Maybe I'm being like an ass. I'm not. That's like negative talk. I'm just talking. But literally, just like, be chill, be you, be a good person, you know? It's not hard. Love your neighbor, bro. Love your neighbor, bro. It's okay. You can be a caring, loving individual. It's not weakness. It's actually really hard to love and care for another and recognize like when you've been lied to and still know how to love through them. That's actually like the strongest thing you can do. Yeah, love. But yeah, my phone's in my other room. I think so for some other types of content that I'm gonna be doing in the future, I'm gonna be learning how to sew, and I'm really excited to get to that. But before I do that, I need to clean my office up a little bit. It's kind of dirty, and like not even like over anything specifically. I just like need more space, so I'm gonna get some things to make it more roomy, so I can have more space. And like I need some like dividers, because like you see this stuff. I have a lot of these. I have a lot of files, and yeah, I'll figure it out. But I'm excited for the future. Have a great Wednesday. It's getting uploaded on Wednesday. I'm ahead of schedule. I'm recording this on a Saturday. Bye bye.